Yes, students, we are doing in continuation only work energy power. In the previous lectures, we have discussed with you the work done because of a constant force, because of a variable force. We have discussed about the energy, mechanical energy, and we have derived the expressions for the kinetic energy as well as the gravitational potential energy. Continuation, of course, this also we discussed in the previous class. Just to revise the things, that I can have the forces on the basis of the knowledge of the work done. I can have two type of forces with me. One are the conservative forces and other are non-conservative forces. So forces, you can write that forces are said to be conservative if work done by this force in a closed path is zero. If work done by this force, this given force is in the closed path is zero, then the force which is in there, that force is termed as the conservative force. And of course it means the work done, it depends only upon the initial and final position. Like when you are raising an object from the surface of earth to a height h, then the work done is dependent upon the height h, whether I reach, go straight like this, or I move by the different paths. But if I reach to the same height, then work done, which is stored as the gravitational potential energy, remains the same. That is equals to mgh. If we are taking the work done by our force, external force, of course the work done by the gravitational force will be negative of mgh. So negative sign here shows the attractive nature of the force. It means gravitational force is attractive. Negative sign when I'm getting with the work done by a force, that is showing its attractive nature, and you should be noting it down that gravitational force is an example of conservative force. It is conservative force because that is for the gravitational force, when you see, then yours work done is independent of the path, and work done by the closed path is 0. But if you talk about the non-conservative forces, then work done by this force in a closed path is non-zero, and you can say that the work done depends upon the path followed. And the example you can take, frictional force is an example of non-conservative force. So this you should be clear with all of you, that gravitational force is a conservative force, gravitational force. And of course we will in the lecture we will discuss that even the spring force, electrostatic forces, these all are conservative forces, while the frictional force is a non-conservative force. So that should be clear with you. Now, if we talk about the gravitational potential energy and gravitational force, if I want to take the relation, if I go otherwise, because we have derived this expression for the gravitational potential energy, that is denoted by U for a given height h, if I take this is equals to mgh. So for finding the force, it is equals to negative of the derivative of the gravitational potential energy, but that is to be taken with respect to the height. So when you take derivative with respect to height of the potential energy, of course the gravitational potential energy, then I'm getting it equals to mg is constant out, derivative of h with respect to h is 1. So I'm getting the force which is equals to negative sign of mg. That is simply showing that it is acting in the downward direction, which is further verifying the conservative nature of the gravitational force. So if you are asked to prove that gravitational force is conservative, then you are supposed to work out these mathematical steps. Because in the previous lecture we have already discussed that this gravitational potential energy at a height h is equals to mgh. and you will be using it. This is negative sign is to show the again the attractive nature of the gravitational force. So I can write the gravitational force as negative of the potential energy gradient. This word gradient you have to learn whenever I am finding the change of a physical quantity with respect to distance. That distance, if I am taking on the y-axis, I may call it as dy, like I said as dh in the previous slide. So it can be written in any way. So whenever I am finding the variation of the some physical quantity with respect to distance dx, then that is termed as gradient. So gradient word we are using where we are finding the change of a physical quantity with distance. That you should keep in mind. And this we have already proved that if you are having the potential energy, then in terms of fx you can write it like this, or you can, if you in cross multiply, I am getting it fx dx equals to minus of du, and if I integrate, then on integration this will give me the change in the potential energy. Potential energy, now when I am using today in today's lecture, I mean the gravitational potential energy. Of course in the exam it will be written specially for gravitational potential energy, or you need to write it specially. So this is the relation which we may use in the numerical solving the things, and otherwise also you should be aware of the term gradient when it comes across you. Is when we are talking about the energies, then energy law is there, conservation of energy is there, law of conservation of energy, which states that energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed. So it is getting converted from one form to another form. So total amount of energy is remaining conserved in the universe. If I talk about, like mechanical energy can get converted into electrical energy, and electrical energy you can convert into mechanical energy, and so on into heat energy, depending upon what process is being followed, but the total energy of the universe is remaining conserved. This is the law of conservation of energy. Now what it is, that if I am talking about the conservative force, when conservative force is being acting on a body, then it has been found that total mechanical energy remains conserved. Like when we are throwing a ball in the upward direction, then initially we are giving it some velocity, but if I am throwing from the earth's surface, I am considering the potential energy. Height is 0, so potential energy is 0. But of course you should keep in mind that actually, of course we will be dealing with these all things in the gravitation chapter also. You note it down beta, that gravitational potential energy is maximum at infinity and is 0 at the earth's surface. Maximum 0 is at the earth's surface. Maximum value of the potential energy is 0 at the surface of earth. And that is why we are taking always it with negative sign, because we are talking in terms of the gravitational force of the earth. Gravitational force is a conservative force. So whenever we are throwing a body up, your potential kinetic energy is getting converted into the potential energy and vice versa. And at each and every point of its path, total mechanical energy is remaining conserved. This is to be noted, that total mechanical energy is remaining conserved. Conservation of mechanical energy, when we are talking about the gravitational potential energy and the kinetic energy, they are interconvertible. It means either you are releasing a ball from a height or you are throwing a ball upwards. Both the cases you may take that mechanical energy is remaining conserved. So for this, the first important thing which you need to know that is that we are talking about the force which is acting on that body is a conservative force. Now from the work energy theorem, we have already proved that change in kinetic energy is equals to work done. Work done means force into displacement. Now, if the force is conservative, then change in potential energy, we have just proved it, it is equals to Fx dx. So, you can say that the change in kinetic energy plus this your potential energy, that is equals to constant. So, this is, I have to write it like U, this is U. Because we are using the symbol U for this potential energy. So you can say that the sum of the kinetic energy and the potential energy is sum of the kinetic energy and potential energy is constant. So you can write by adding these two, you will be getting that change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy, that is equals to 0. So sum of the kinetic energy and potential energy of a body is 0. So you can say that if the forces which are doing work on it are conservative, then total mechanical energy of the system remains conserved. This you can prove it mathematically also. Like we are taking this as C point as the ground level or the surface of the earth, and we are raising a ball of mass m. Here we can raise it, of course, from C to A, but here we are doing it, we are keeping the ball at A position at a height h, and then we are releasing it. When we are releasing it, then you can say that this is velocity v. Velocity at the highest point is 0. It means the body is at rest. Initially at A position, body is at rest and it is at height h above the surface of earth. Then at height h, it means the potential energy will be given by mgh, because mass is m, g is acceleration due to gravity, h is the height, capital H. Kinetic energy is 0 because speed is 0. I can say velocity is 0 at this point. Now mechanical energy is given by the sum of the potential energy and kinetic energy. So this is by adding both these energies, I am getting mechanical energy equals to mgh. So I can find mechanical energy at the initial position at A point when it is at height h. Now what I will do, I will release it. When I am releasing it, means I am not giving any velocity from my side. So I am simply releasing the ball. So it is falling through the height, say it is reaching at position B, which is height small h above the surface of earth. Then this height, which is it has come down, that becomes equals to capital H minus small h. And now you can find at B position what is the value of the energies, potential energy and kinetic energy. We will find it at C position also. So at B position, if you see, ball has fallen through this height h minus small h, and so we are saying it has gained a velocity v, say, which are written as vh. So mechanical energy is partially potential, partially kinetic. We can say that potential energy will be equals to mg small h. Small h is the height above the surface of earth. And kinetic energy is half mv square. In place of v, we are writing vh square. Now this velocity vh square you can find by using the third equation. U is 0, final velocity is vh, so vh square equals to 2g into distance. Distance is capital H minus small h. So this you can write for a value for the v square, and if I put this value of v square here, I will be getting the kinetic energy is coming out to be, because this 2 will get cancelled, I am getting mg capital H minus small h. So I am getting mg capital H minus mg small h. So this is kinetic energy at B position. So now if I want to find the mechanical energy at B position, I will be getting by adding these. So I am getting the potential, adding the potential energy, which is mg small h, plus kinetic energy, which is equals to mg capital H minus mg small h. So this mg small h is getting cancelled and I am left with only mechanical energy. It is equals to mg capital H. So which is same which we got when we calculated the mechanical energy at A position. So it means at A and B mechanical energy is same. The only concept which you need to use is that is the third equation of motion. You should be able to find the velocity at V point, and of course you should know the formulas for the potential energy and kinetic energy. Then you can find the total mechanical energy. So you should be able to note down these things, because this can be asked as a direct derivation with you that prove that gravitational this mechanical energy remains conserved when we release a ball from a height, or it can be like if we throw a ball upwards with some speed v can be given to you in the question. Both the cases the steps followed will be similar, like you have to use the third equation and you have to whatever height you are supposing you will be finding. Similarly, if you want to find at C position, now it is on the ground surface, so H will become 0. So potential energy will be 0 and all energy will be kinetic energy. And if we suppose some velocity v here, I can find. So kinetic energy at C can be written as half mv square, because it has fallen through the whole height capital H. So you can write v square equals to 2g capital H. So kinetic energy will be equals to mg capital H. Because potential energy at C is 0, so the mechanical energy will become equals to mg H. So if they ask you to do the graph plotting for the energy with the height, you should be able to do the graph plotting, because when it is at height h, then you can see the whole energy here. Kinetic energy is 0 and whole energy is the potential energy. So this is potential energy at height capital H. Similarly, when you say we are at 0 position, C position, potential energy is 0 and all energy possessed is the kinetic energy is having the maximum value, which is equals to the total energy. Total energy is remaining constant, shown by the yellow line. It is always getting the same value equals to mg. While kinetic energy and potential energy, they keep changing according to the position in between. It will be partially kinetic, partially potential. So this graphically also you should be able to demonstrate the things, what is happening, how the energy is varying with the height. So this was the simply proving that mechanical energy is remaining conserved. Few questions, like one conceptual questions are there. You should be able to understand and give the answers for such questions. Like first question I am reading, they are asking point out the correct alternatives. It means they are giving you the choices. You have to choose the correct choice. When a conservative force does positive work on a body, the potential energy of the body increases, decreases, or remains unaltered. When a conservative force is doing the positive work on the body. Actually, conservative force always does negative work, you have seen. When it means when you are throwing the body up. Positive work, it means the body is getting down. So body is falling down, it is working in position with the gravitational force. Then only the work done by the gravitational force will be positive. So it means it is lowering into height. When it is lowering into height, it means potential energy will decrease. So you will simply write because it is going near to the center of the earth. So the potential energy is decreasing. Work done by a body against friction always results in loss of its kinetic energy or potential energy. Because in friction you are doing work against the motion. So what is decreasing? Decreasing is always kinetic energy. So your answer will be kinetic energy. Next part, the rate of change of total momentum of a many particle system. Like when I'm taking earth and body, this is considered as a system. Like when we talk about the linear momentum in the chapter laws of motion, we have all the time said that linear momentum remains conserved when no external force acts on the system, and rate of change of linear momentum gives it is equals to the external force applied on it. So what it is, now I am reading this statement again. Firstly, I have simply recalled what is your previous knowledge about the linear momentum. The rate of change of total momentum of many particle system is proportional to external force or sum of the internal forces. Obviously, by the second law, you can say it is proportional to the external force applied. So, this is if I have studied thoroughly, I have understood the things thoroughly, then these questions are not any problem for you. So, you should be able to solve the things which is taken from your NCERT. So just to understand the graphs, because I have said the graphs are very important for every chapter. It's not only for the motion and straight line. It's for every chapter you should be able to do the graph plotting, whatever possible graph, like when we are doing any relation, what will be the possible graph? Just simply think of the graph and draw, so that in the exams you are one step ahead of the things that you are able to do every graph, whatever comes across you. Question I am reading for you. Given figures are examples of some potential energy function in one dimension. So we are talking about like we are throwing a ball up, then only y-axis height is changing. So on x-axis there is no change. That it means we are talking in one dimension only. When I throw it at in some angle, then or like projectile motion we have discussed, then we are in two dimensions. Total energy of a particle is indicated by cross on the ordinate axis. This cross is showing you the total energy E. In each case, specify the reasons, if any, in which the particle cannot be found for the given energy. This is total energy. Total energy means total mechanical energy, which is equals to the sum of the potential energy and kinetic energy. Because in your syllabus, the conservation of mechanical energy is there. So it is understood we are talking about the total mechanical energy for these type of questions. So you have to say where it is possible to have this graph and where it is not possible. So this is what you need to decide. So what it is, like if I am having this V is showing you the potential energy. In NCERT, they are using the symbol capital V for the potential energy. We have used U also at number of places. So whatever symbol you take, please write whenever you do any derivation. Clear? So this is potential energy function with distance is given. Now taking the first graph first of this, at 0 position you are saying there is no potential energy. Potential energy V naught is here when x it is equals to A, and beyond when x is greater than A, then also the potential energy is V naught, which is greater than the total mechanical energy, which is not true. So only it means it can exist here where x is less than A. Because if I take that potential energy is greater than total mechanical energy, it means kinetic energy will become negative, which is not the case. Now if you take this part, second part with you, now here what it is, total energy is shown here with the cross sign, and potential energy is always greater than the total energy. Even this position greater than D distance if I take, then also it is V1. V1 is greater than V naught minimum value, and this minimum value is even greater than the total mechanical energy, which is again not possible. So this graph, second graph, is not possible under any conditions. First graph is possible when x is less than a. Now going for the third graph, this graph if you see, again here when x is less than a, the potential energy is greater than total energy, which is not possible. But you have seen potential energy can be negative. Here it is negative value. This is possible. It means between a and b, when distance x is greater than a but less than b, it is possible. But for this x less than a, it is not possible. Greater than b also, it is not possible. Similarly, if I go with the fourth graph, then you can see here the potential energy. Here it is greater than total energy up to this part, minus v by 2 part. And if you are going again beyond minus b by 2, this potential energy is becoming less than the total energy. So this is possible. But this is not possible. And if we are taking between 0 to minus a by 2, again potential energy, yes, it is possible because it is less than the total energy. So graphs, it's not that by looking at the graph you people are supposed to get confused. You need to read the question, you need to read the graph carefully, and then only you should be answering the things. This you have to understand. These answers for the sake of that, in case if you wish to note down the things, you should be able to note down. So the reasons are the same. Reason is there for all the graphs, that kinetic energy cannot be negative. So potential energy should always be less than the total energy, total mechanical energy E, that you need to take care. So keep things up to this. I have discussed all these graphs with you. So you just try more questions the similar type or maybe of different type, and then you should be able to answer. In case of this, you can ask. Thank you everyone.